In Sporty news today, Slater, the greatest athlete of all time, Ibrahimovic buys an island, Tim Cahill and his tattoos, Miami Heat continue to party, and Snoop Dogg and P. Diddy's sons, future American football stars? Is Slater the greatest athlete of all time? That's what Quicksilver set out to ascertain. And thanks to an infographic comparison, the American surf brand responded with a wholehearted yes. From his longevity on the circuit to his popularity and his musical performances, Slater is the complete package. Let's crunch some numbers. Slater has 11 World Tour Championship titles and is vying for a 12th this season. That's more than golf legend Tiger Woods and his 10 PGA Player of the Year trophies, or Wayne Gretzky and his 9 MVP titles. Slater is both the youngest and the oldest surfer to win a world title. His domination on water is undisputed by surfers around the globe. Slater is a personality whose notoriety goes beyond the world of surfing and his titles. In 1991, he was voted one of the 50 most beautiful people by People magazine. His influence extends to the worlds of cinema, television, and music. We all remember a young Slater in Baywatch and his romance with his sexy co-star, Pamela Anderson. So is he truly the best? You decide. Zlatan Ibrahimovic has bought an island. The striker, who was eliminated from Euro 2012 in the group phase with Sweden, has spent $3.5 million on the island of Devenso, west of Stockholm. According to Swedish daily Aftonbladet, Ibrahimovic wants to dedicate its 500 hectares to one of his favorite pastimes, deer and wild boar hunting. The news has caused outcry among local hunters. They are apparently determined to prevent the Milan star from getting exclusive use of the property. We'll see who gets the final hunting rights on the island of Devenso. But in the meantime, Ibrahimovic has a few options where to spend his free time, considering his estates in Milan, New York, and Vaxholm. Tim Cahill left Australia for England 15 years ago with one aim: to make it as a footballer. Well, he got his wish. Cahill eventually became an attacking midfielder with Everton. He's even beat Premier League legends like Alan Shearer and Les Ferdinand, having scored more goals with his head than anyone else in the English Championship. Born and raised in Australia, Tim currently resides in Cheshire, in the north of England, with his wife and 4 children. Leaving his native country and parents behind wasn't easy, so Cahill got a tattoo to remember them by.
I think, tattoos originated from Samoa. It's where my mum's from. And my grandfather was the chief of the village, and he had a tattoo from his neck all the way down to his knees because it's, traditional. And basically, it's not something for me that I enjoy getting tattoos or encourage, but when my grandmother died, I always promised that I'd do something special for her. It's a family tree and it's something that's special, but I can add to it as the years go on. I've just had another baby boy, so I've got to add to it. But I'm not one to encourage tattoos, but from the culture that I come from in Samoa, it's a tradition and it's pretty special. So it's in memory of my grandmother.
LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh finally got to celebrate their NBA title with Heat fans. The party was phenomenal, with players parading among the 400,000-plus crowd gathered in the streets of Miami. Fans had been waiting for this title for 6 years, and LeBron had been pursuing it since joining the NBA 9 years ago, so he obviously savored the instant. With his new crown, the king was the crowd favorite, and he simply couldn't stop smiling. The whole team then headed to the arena where 15,000 more people attended the victory reception. For 90 minutes, players looked back on the highlights of the 2011-2012 season and the key moments that led to their ultimate triumph. A great celebration of team spirit to close a fantastic season. Now it's time to gear up for the Olympic Games in London. Is UCLA trying to put together an American football team entirely made up of rappers' sons? In the past few weeks, the California University has offered places to both Diddy and Snoop Doggs' sons. UCLA sparked controversy when it offered Diddy's son Justin Combs a $54,000 scholarship. The general public considered that the young athlete's father was rich enough to pay for his son's education. The backlash was starting to die down until the university also offered Cordell Broadus, Snoop Dogg's son, a scholarship. He still has a few years to make up his mind, as he'll only be a sophomore next year. If ever he does decide to join Justin in California, we can't vouch for the team's results, but they'll certainly get a lot of media exposure.